My name is Ray Elliott Weaver. I was born August 19th, 1953 in Manchester, Tennessee.
Ray Weaver was one of 5 brothers born to J.C. Weaver. His father had 3 sons to his first wife, who passed away before marrying Ray's mother, Vicey Elliott. The family has lived and farmed in the Calls community of Coffee County since before the Civil War. And at an early age, young Ray knew he would be the 7th generation to farm this land.
You know, playing in the hay barns and doing all the different things you do on the farm, and milking cows. We had to raise our baby calves, and which was driving tractors. By the time I was 7, 8 years old, I was driving tractors. By the time Daddy died when I was 13, there wasn't anything on the farm that I couldn't do. Always driving 2-ton trucks, hauling grain and stuff off.
Ray attended elementary school where his mother taught in Franklin and Coffee counties. He would graduate from Coffee County High School in 1971 and would begin his full-time farming career. And it was by chance, after a small engine plane crash on his farm in 1974, that led him to meeting the love of his life, the former Elaine Finney.
They came down to see the airplane crash, and then we didn't have a color television, but they did. So she said, "You want to see yourself on television in color?" And I said, "Well, yeah." So her mother more or less invited me over to the house, and then from then, about 2 days later, I told her I didn't propose to Elaine. I just said, "We're going to get married," and we did.
Ray and Elaine would tie the knot on March 22, 1975. They had 2 sons and now have 5 grandchildren. The farming operation continued to grow to include truck crops, hogs, cattle, row crops, and hay. And Ray continued to involve himself in more commodity associations, including the Coffee Farmers Co-op Board, serving 8 years as president, the Coffee and Franklin County and State Livestock Associations. He served 3 terms as president of the Tennessee Pork Producers Association and was named Pork All-American. He continues to be active with the local Farmers Markets Associations and the CFW Animal Waste Association. His involvement with the Soil Conservation District led him to serve as president at the state level and now serves as a board member on the national level, and was recently recognized with their Distinguished Service Honor and inducted into the Southeast Soil Conservation Hall of Fame. And one of his primary focal points for service has been his longtime involvement and commitment to Farm Bureau.
I hate to think what it would be like if we didn't have a good, strong Farm Bureau and the laws that would be passed in Tennessee. In Tennessee, the rural state, but without a Farm Bureau looking after us, I don't know what it'd be like.
Mr. Weaver has served on the board of directors at Farm Bureau for 25 years in Coffee County, serving as president and vice president, trustee, several county and state committees. Elaine has served for many years on the Women's Committee, and now their son Jamie is the current Farm Bureau president. And just like with Farm Bureau, the Weavers continue to be dedicated to their church, Hillsboro United Methodist.
I was chairman of education for 20 years or longer. And since then, I've been on different committees. Now I'm on nominations and the finance committee. But the church life is very important. When our sons went to school in Franklin County, but our church is in Coffee, which is we're Liners. And but their close friends weren't people from school; it was people from church, and which was important because we knew what caliber of kids they were, and they weren't going to be out getting in trouble and stuff. So. Through our health problems, Elaine and I both had bouts with cancer, and the church family I don't know how people make it without church family. And your family too, but the church family also. It's totally important.
Mr. Ray Weaver continues to be a leader and advocate for Farm Bureau, his community, and his church. And because of his service and dedication to promoting agriculture and rural life, earns him Farm Bureau's highest honor, the Distinguished Service Award.
Well, I've been humbled. I couldn't even believe it when I found out about it. Everybody always says that there's other people deserves it more, and I do feel that way. I am very appreciative of it, but I'm so humbled by something of this award. It means so much to me and Elaine, because without her, I wouldn't have been able to have done this through the years. Because she's been very supportive. I mean, she's the chairman of the women's group now in Coffee County. So it's just hard to put in words what it could mean to me to receive this award.
Several times tonight we've talked about family and how we're all a big family through Farm Bureau. I remember the first time I met Ray Weaver. Valerie Till's dad was working at Brothers Implement, and he called me and he said, "Hey, James," said, "don't you have a combine you want to sell?" And I said, "I do." He said, "A good friend of mine's combine burnt," and that combine was in that picture a while ago, and it burnt. And he said, "I know this guy," said, "he really needs a combine pretty bad." Said, "Would you be interested in talking to him?" I said, "Well, I'll talk to anybody." So, of course, here he come. Ray came over, him and David, and we sold him the combine. That's the first time I met Ray, and I got to know his family, and they are truly Farm Bureau family. And this is just a great honor to give this to Ray and the Weaver family.
Thank you, James. That combine ran for 2 or 3 years after that, too, man. You know you want to go buy a combine with somebody when you go up and pull up in their shed to look at it. You're not sitting outside someplace. But it was a good, it's been good to know James. I appreciate him doing it. I still can't put into words the honor this is to receive this. I feel so blessed. I thank God every day for my family, my wife of 42 years, that I couldn't have made it without her. It should say Ray and Elaine Weaver, and our 2 sons and their wives, and our 5 grandchildren, 5 best grandchildren in the world. They'll probably be up there running around here in a few minutes. But I do thank you. It's such a joy, and it's so good to be. I know everybody thinks that their home county is a good county, and it's I do in mine in Coffee County. We've had some good leaders that I've got to watch and be mentors for me. Mr. Austin Anderson, most of you know Mr. Austin, and Bob Willis. I kind of tried to watch them as they went through, and it's such a joy being a part of the Farm Bureau. Thank you.